Hi, my name is Anne Sylvestre. I'm a board-certified veterinary surgeon with Focus and Flourish. Many veterinary general practitioners who use electrocautery have issues with it. And it's not usually their technique. It is usually the way it is set up. Let's get rid of those problems. Because monopolar is the mode that is used pretty much 100% of the time in general practices, it is really important that you have a grounding plate. And the grounding plate can be silicone or a gel foam. Both of those are great. There are still some metal grounding plates out there, and they've made them much better, so they have a better conduction, and they can work as well. It is important that that plate be in good contact with the patient. So no blanket between the patient and the plate, but the plate directly on the patient. And although in most cases you do not need to shave the hair off your patient, which is a good thing because nobody would use cautery if they had to have a big shaved area on their patient after surgery. But it is important that you avoid bony prominences or areas that might leave sort of a gap. Try to get the plate in an area that is meaty, that is muscly, not a bony area. And if for some reason your patient has a great big scar on one side, scar tissue won't be the best kind of tissue to conduct the current, so avoid large scars. That would be the best. And don't just properly place that grounding plate below the patient. Make sure it's actually plugged into the unit, because otherwise you're not grounding anything. And I know this sounds basic, but you would be amazed how commonly grounding is the issue with cautery that is not working well. The ground plate is secure. We got that. So the next thing you want to make sure is that your unit is set to monopolar. And most unit will have a program or just an easy visual that you are actually on monopolar. Now, monopolar has two different modes, and that's the COAG mode, which is usually in blue, in which what is used more commonly, and then the cutting mode. And the cutting mode will show up in yellow, and you'll have the same color-coded buttons on the pen itself, right? So we can easily see between COAG and cutting. Let's deal with COAG. COAG usually has within it three different settings. There might be more on your unit, or there might only be two, but typically forced, soft, and then maybe fulguration. Which do you use? Well, both will work, and so will fulguration, but I would stay away from that one. It really has a more specific usage that is not all that practical in a general practice. So soft and forced, both will work. Forced is usually a bit of a higher intensity voltage, but the practical terms, what's important about it is that it tends to get to that tissue burn, that hemostasis, a little bit faster, a little bit more aggressively maybe, and it gets the job done quickly. So great for subcutaneous and even falciform. Soft is softer. It tends to be maybe a bit of a safer mode. It will offer maybe a little bit less extra thermal tissue damage because it's a lower intensity. So both will work from my point of view for most of what we're using cautery for. You're dealing with subcutaneous bleeders, and forced is really good there because you'll get right to them. You're not going to be doing a lot of damage. Now, if you wanted to use it on a hollow organ, which I don't recommend unless you're very comfortable with it, then soft might be your friend there. All right. So if you're just setting this up for surgery, go for forced, and you can check with the surgeon to see if that's really what they want. And odds are they won't know what they want, but I'm just letting you know right here. If you like the information in this video, grab our free checklist at focusandflourish.com. The link is in the description below. What you don't need to worry about really during setup is the number. So in this picture, it says 40. You're going to be able to adjust that hitting the plus or minus key. So increase the intensity or decrease the intensity. And you're going to do that once they start using the cautery. The number between this and another unit is going to change. So it's not like 40 is that universal perfect number to use. On some units that I've used, the number was 5. So don't worry about the number. Just know that when the surgeon starts using it, you're going to increase or decrease based on what they're feeling in the tissues. And what about the cutting mode? The cutting mode, you can usually select between dry or sometimes it's called pure. And then the other option is usually blend or something that's going to sound a bit like blend. And pure or dry is just the ability to cut. It tends to be a pretty high intensity and it just allows for cutting of the tissue. However, the blending mode will give you a little bit more COAG option. So as you cut, you're going to achieve a little bit more coagulation. And so your unit might have a blend 1 or a blend 2, meaning you're going to get more coag with your cutting or a little less coag with your cutting. It depends what you want to do. The most common place that I will use the cutting personally is when I'm doing an amputation and I'm just going to use it to cut through those muscles. At that point, I do want a bit of coag because there's a lot of bleeders in the muscle. But if you have too much coag, then you're just not getting enough cutting at the same time. So it'll be an adjustment, and especially if I'm using different cautery units that I may not be as familiar with, I'll try the different modes. But most of the time, I'm going to find some form of blend with my cutting. That's just how I like to use it. But now you understand dry or pure is just cut. Blend, mix is cut with some coag. So see what is necessary. And the same applies with the numbers here. Adjust the number once the surgeon starts using the cautery pen, then you have a better idea. Just a side note here on the number adjustment. If you have used this unit over and over, and you do have an idea that, wow, usually when I land somewhere around 35, it's a good starting place, then absolutely set it to 35 and then adjust from there. Larger dogs, you're usually going to have to increase the number. This is for both coag and cutting. Smaller patients, you're typically going to have to decrease the number. So adjust as you go. This is not something you can preset and know it's going to work just fine. And the final key to the setup is to ensure that there's a sterile pen and tip on the instrument table. Once the surgeon prepares all his or her instruments, they will drop over the edge of their sterile table the end of the pen that needs to be plugged into the unit. Often the pens will come without a tip. And really, when you are sterilizing, because yes, in vet medicine, there's rarely anything that is a single use if we can help it. So if you're re-sterilizing a pen and a tip, it is best that you remove the tip from the pen for sterilization procedures. That way it can be properly sterilized and the two can be put back together once they're on the instrument table. If you want more information like this, join our community at focusandflourish.com and we'll send more practical guidance straight to your inbox.